chef's kiss good, just like the fair. I would say better than the fair, but I have a whole big mess that I have to clean up, so technically it's not better than the fair. So before we get started, we need to talk a little bit about fairs in general. Personally, I go to the fair not for the rides. Do not put me on one of those. I only attend fairs for the food. What is the most quintessential fair food? At least in my mind, it is funnel cakes. Backstory on funnel cakes. Why in the world are they called funnel cakes? Well, traditionally, they are made by funneling batter, basically pancake batter, through a funnel into hot oil in sort of like a bird's nest almost pattern. And once they're crispy and golden brown, you take them out of the grease and immediately sprinkle them with powdered sugar, and it's just so delicious. Now, let's get started on this recipe. 1 cup of all-purpose flour in this bowl with a teaspoon of baking powder. Y'all know I'm the baking soda queen, but for this recipe, we are doing baking powder. 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and I'm gonna give that a good whisk in this bowl. In a separate bowl, I have to mix 3/4 cup of whole milk, 1 egg. I always like to crack my eggs in a separate bowl just to make sure they're good to go and I don't get any shells, and then pour it into the bigger thing that I am doing, and which in this case is the 3/4 cup of milk. I'm also going to whisk in 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We have our wet mixture that needs to go into our dry mixture, so we're going to whisk that in. It will be pretty lumpy like pancake batter. You really need to try, unlike pancakes, to get the lumps mostly out of this recipe. And you can do that by going in like a figure 8 sort of pattern like this. There you have it. This batter is super soupy. We already went over that funnel cakes are traditionally funneled with a funnel into hot oil. That's kind of messy and kind of hard. A makeshift funnel that you can control a lot more easily is a zip top bag, which is what we're going to be using. You could use a piping bag, or you could also use a funnel. I like this method the best, but you choose what you want to do. Into the zip top bag, then you can lift up the sides like so, zip it up, get as much of the air out as you can, and then this needs to sit for 5 minutes before we put it into the hot oil. My oil has been heating up. It's at 360 degrees. Here's my frying setup. We have a thermometer, some tongs. You could also use a spider for flipping, a tray with paper towels, powdered sugar with a fine wire mesh strainer or sifter that I can immediately dust onto my hot, sizzling, greasy funnel cakes. And now all I need to do is get my batter into this hot grease. Okay, I have to snip a small hole in the tip of this bag so that the batter can come out. And now I can put my batter into the hot oil. Once you get one in there in sort of a bird's nest pattern, you can use your tongs or your spider to really bunch it together to create a small little funnel cake shape, sort of in like a bird's nest. Once one side is super golden brown, you can flip it very carefully, and look at that, a little mini funnel cake. It's so cute. Immediately when it comes out of the hot grease, dust it with powdered sugar. Look how cute these mini funnel cakes are. Little funnel cake bites. The perfect size for eating probably one too many, but they are so cute and mini. Before I dig in to my mini funnel cake bites, which I mean, look how cute these are, I want to show you this other fair food that I made for TikTok, chicken on a stick. If you don't follow Southern Living on TikTok, you definitely should, because I showed you how I made this other fair food favorite recipe for chicken on a stick, and let me tell you, it is delicious. So I have funnel cake bites, chicken on a stick, Fair Food Central, bringing the fair home. Chef's kiss good, just like the fair. I would say better than the fair, but I have a whole big mess that I have to clean up, so technically it's not better than the fair, but in a pinch when you can't make it to the fair or you're just really craving a funnel cake, wow. If you like this video, or you know another fair food that you want me to tackle, let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. If you're watching on YouTube, click the bell so you never miss an episode of Hey Y'all. Happy fall, happy fair food. If you make this, please tag me on Instagram at Ivy Odom. I love when y'all recreate things that I do on Hey Y'all. I will see y'all next week. Bye y'all.